the overall situation in Iran remains quite dire. During its 2010 Universal Periodic Review, the government pledged to implement over 100 recommendations. Now, as the government prepares to accept another round of recommendations from its 2014 UPR, I regret to say that many of its original pledges remain unfulfilled. Iran continues to execute more individuals per capita than any country in the world.
You mentioned that executions, in your report you mentioned that executions for drug offenses constitute about...
Now, more troubling than just this figure is that in the last 10 weeks of this year, there have been over 200 executions. So from January last year to the current time, 14 months, 15 months, 14 and a half months, is 1,000 plus executions in Iran. So it really is a very high and fast rising figure.
Rouhani was elected actually deteriorated, or I mean, there was a hope that things would have improved.
What comes out most frequently from observers and Iranians involved in this process is that the multiple factions involved in the state are perhaps trying to counter the president's reform efforts.
Do you take that as a genuine statement of intent? And again, that he may be someone who's just kind of...
But in terms of the overall impact of the negotiations, there is a lot of concern amongst the Iranian civil society that the nuclear file may be casting a shadow over the human rights discussions. In other words, there's more attention being paid to the nuclear issues than to human rights. My view, however, is that if there is improvement in terms of the engagement on security issues, there is potential for improvement in other areas as engagement widens.